So a little recap of today. First thing we went over was the bounce of the club. Do any of us have any questions on that?
Yeah, can you explain that again?
Yeah. So the bounce of the club is when you hold the club straight up. You guys can all do this. I know we didn't do this at the beginning of the lesson, but you're gonna have the club straight up, and you see that little gap that's in between your finger and the leading edge of the club. That's what is referred to the bounce. Some clubs have more bounce where you're gonna see a little bit more of a gap. I know I'm doing this by horse, but some clubs have it. Others have a little less. It kind of just depends on your swing. If you are someone that tends to dig down a little bit, I would say probably Nora is the one that digs down the most. Is just use something that has a little bit more bounce. On the bottom of the club, all these clubs have a number underneath. So if you take a look underneath, the less that number is, the less bounce there is. So the less there is, the less room there is. So if there's more bounce, then there's more room underneath. So that just keeps it from digging too much into the ground.
So Nora would need a higher number?
Yeah. Yeah, and we use the 60 degree because that's what kind of like gives you the most feedback, immediate feedback around this little area. I know you wouldn't mostly always use it, but it gives you immediate feedback as to whether you're doing this correctly or not. So then we went into grip.
I feel like I just learned something nice and catty.
Yeah. So the next part is we went over grip. So we want to have our hands facing together and not doing too much of this where it's turning or too much of that way. So the V on your right hand, you want it to be facing either your right eye or your right shoulder, okay? Then from there, our feet were close together, our weight was on the left side, and the main goal with this was just picking the club up and letting it hit the ground. Letting it hit the ground and turn towards the target. We had different drills that we did during this, which was with the line stick. That kind of forces us to keep us from going this way, because when you go this way, it's easier to hit behind it, or you backtrack and you hit the top of the ball. So instead of doing that, we have the club going that way and down into the left. The other thing was the towel underneath our armpit to kind of force us to turn toward the target and keep our body a little bit more connected. And then the dot on your chest. And those are all things that you guys can all do, whatever helps the most. Do we have any questions as far as what we went over today?
No, but I have a question. I feel like I was topping the ball, so I don't know how to fix that.
So your issue was a lot of bringing the club this way, and what we want to do is just bring it this way and let gravity take over. We're not trying to force the club down to the ground. It's more so of a, I would say we're trying to have soft hands on this. So we're not trying to grab the club too tightly. We're just bringing it down or letting it fall and hit the ground and letting our body turn. We're not trying to do anything extra. It's just our body supporting the club. We're just letting it fall and supporting it. Make sense?